All right, so I know it's been a little while since we've done a recipe for you, but I found one that I had to try to recreate. So one of our favorite things when we're on the road is seeking out new coffee shops, and occasionally they've got pretty good offerings for breakfast too. And our favorite that we have found in Lakewood Ranch, Florida is Atria Bread and Coffee. They have some of the most amazing coffees and dishes. And so the thing I'm going to show you how to make today is my copycat version of their obligatory avocado toast. And let me just tell you, there's nothing obligatory about this. I know everybody's got one on their menu, but like this one just takes it to a whole different level. Super easy to make. It's going to be some toasted rustic bread, which this time I actually picked up some from their bakery. We're going to make up a beet puree that we'll spread on it. Then it's going to be topped with obviously avocado, some Aleppo pepper, orange zest, and black sea salt. Trust me, it's gonna be good. First step is we're gonna make our beet puree. And so you can buy some beets and roast them yourself, or you can just buy one of these packages of cooked beets, which for this recipe, because I'm trying to keep it super easy, that's what we're gonna do. So these have already been fully cooked. They come pre-packaged and vacuum sealed. We're gonna open them over the sink. So remember, beets stain everything. And so we don't wanna get this all over the kitchen countertop. So I just got a strainer here because there is some liquid in here that I wanna drain out, and I'm just gonna open it up if I can.
Carefully.
Let's just use scissors. That's why I pulled them out. Brett thinks he's getting something. All right. So got these. We are also gonna pat them dry just because we wanna make sure that the beet puree gets nice and creamy. We don't want it to get watery. So all I'm gonna do is, before I pop them in the food processor, is just pat them dry a little bit, just to soak up some of that extra moisture. So just gonna throw in a clove of garlic, and we're gonna process this real quick before we add in any of the extra liquid ingredients. Okay, so we are gonna season this with a little bit of ground cumin. We're gonna do a 1/4 teaspoon. And then we're gonna do 1/2 teaspoon of chili powder. This is the part of the recipe from theirs that I'm really guessing at. There's a couple different ways to do beet purees out there, but just thought maybe just spice it up just a little bit because it's got the Aleppo pepper and everything on it. Next, we are going to do 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And then we're gonna do 2 tablespoons of lime juice. It's probably just gonna be 1/2, but I just wanna measure it just to be sure. Yep. Add this in. And then we're gonna blend. Then we're just gonna go ahead and scrape this out and put it into a bowl. While trying to not get it all over the countertop. Next up, we're gonna toast our bread. And like I said, I picked up some of their actual rustic bread that they bake in-house, which is So good. But any sort of like sourdough, like a Italian style bread would work fine. But because I've just got the toaster, I'm just gonna cut it in half and then we're just gonna brown it up nice.
So we got the truck back.
Very happy about that.
Yeah, the little Mitsubishi wasn't cutting it.
It wasn't gonna tow anyway.
No, it could barely move itself. But yeah, it ended up being the reductant wiring harness and tank that needed to be replaced, which
also includes the pump.
Yeah, includes so basically we found, from looking around online, and found a TSB from a couple of years ago that our truck technically wasn't included in. We were right on the cusp based on build date, but still looks like it was the same issue where there's a known issue of water intrusion that can get into the connectors and I guess cause corrosion and lead to having to replace those parts. So that's what we did.
And so far, so good.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully, it was an easy fix, just had to pay for it.
Yeah.
Now we're coming back from dropping Brett off.
We just dropped Brett off for his dental and it took both of us.
Yeah, for as much as nothing bothers that dog, it's kind of like...
doesn't like being restrained. He's great with people and other dogs, but he just,
it's like one of the spectrum or the other with him. It's like it's either nothing bothers him or the stuff that bothers him, like, really bothers him. So, yeah, we had both had to be there so that they could just give him a shot so that they could then give him more shots to do the dental. And we had to drug him last night and this morning to take the edge off so we could even do that.
I'm not sure there was any edge taken off with him.
Yeah, anyway, he pushes through his
anesthesia pretty good. So, but he's there, so it's gonna be an expensive nail trim.
yeah, but they'll get done.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. So that's the update with the truck.
Yep.
Seems to be doing good, so we're happy.
Bread is done, so we're just gonna go ahead and start assembling things. Next up is to cut up our avocado. So we're just gonna go ahead and cut it in half. This looks good. Just a quick knife safety thing when you're working with avocados. The easiest way to cut them is to hold them in your palm and cut them like this. Don't use a nice sharp knife. You can very easily cut through the back of the avocado. I've seen it happen, and the last thing you want to do is cut your hand. So you don't need anything sharper than a butter knife to do it. So we're just gonna cut this into slices. And then we can just scoop it all out with a spoon. Set that aside. We'll do it on the other side. Now to get the pit out of here, hold it, hit it hard with the knife so it buries in it, twist, comes right out. To get this off without cutting yourself, just pinch it from the backside. That's it. Same thing on this one. And we're ready to assemble. So I'm just gonna put the toast down. We will hit it with some of our beet puree, which, like I said, you can make this a couple different ways. If you were to add like yogurt to it or maybe some goat cheese, it'll make it a little bit of a brighter pink color. You just wanna make sure that whatever you add, you don't add too much to where it gets watered down. So we'll lay that out. Next, we're just gonna put our avocados right on top. We're just gonna try to spread them out just a little bit. So this is the part that's pretty interesting, is what we're actually gonna season these things with. So first thing we're gonna season them with is Aleppo pepper. Typically you can't find this in just the regular grocery store, but you can order it online through Amazon. Aleppo pepper, if you've never had it before, it's a type of pepper that's has a little bit of heat, not much, not like red pepper flakes, but it also has a little bit of a sweetness to it. Some people would kind of describe it as having like a little bit of a paprika flavor to it as well, but it's really good. So we're just gonna sprinkle a nice healthy bit of this on top. Next step is some orange zest. So I just grabbed a navel orange and we just have our nice microplane, and I'm just gonna grate directly onto this. When you're grating zest, one of the best ways to do it so that you don't accidentally get too far down and get the pit that's gonna be kind of bitter is just to turn the fruit while you're doing it. That way you're not getting too much. Next up is our black lava salt. And so, in case you haven't seen this before, black salt, this isn't black salt. Black salt is a real thing, and it's actually red in color. Lava salt is basically flaky sea salt that's then been mixed with activated charcoal, which is what gives it this black coating. Doesn't really taste that much different in flavor, but it does add this nice black color to it, which is great for certain dishes if you really want that flaky sea salt to show up. So we're just gonna sprinkle a little bit of this on top, and you can see it just stands out just a little bit more. And that's it. That is our rendition of Atria Bread Coffee's Obligatory Avocado Toast. Okay, now we're ready. This for me has been like the perfect post-workout meal. It's great for breakfast, lunch, snack, great meatless option if you want it. So it's so good. A little bit of spice from what we put in the beet puree along with the Aleppo pepper, but nothing too spicy. But then you also get just that little bit of orange zest, like kind of really brightens it up along with the salt. And of course the avocado is amazing. Nice, great crunchy bread. So awesome. I hope you guys try it out. I hope you enjoy.